when you talk about PHZIN, for people who might not know about him,
I'm ready to build.
Why do you think he's such a heavy favorite?
So we've seen him come out of the E Libertadores. That's basically the prereq for anyone in South America. You win that tournament, you're going to move over to Europe. That's happened. He got second in the E Libertadores this year as well. He's won the E Nations this year. He also won the E Nations last year with a whole different squad of teammates. So PHZIN's the only factor or variable that was the same, and he got the same result. That's a champion hoisting a trophy. He's now in the semifinals of the E World Cup, signed to Ajax, just signed an extended deal there. Where he brought
as semifinais,
this guy is a leader, a front runner,
FIFA,
the face of Brazil, maybe the face of South America. We talk so much about Nicholas. He's always been that leader. PHZIN could be starting to make a case, especially if he gets a FIFA E World Cup under his belt.
I would argue certainly the best Brazilian player we've ever seen. Not only in terms of achievements, but in terms of performances backed up as well on the pitch. So you raise a good point. I think the people at home, maybe in that poll, know what they're talking about with their votes. On the other side of it, MARK11. It was such a comfortable, you've got to say, performance in the end. In that quarter-final. It was surprising, just because of.
A gente vai torcer pro brasileiro, né?
Against Emre Yilmaz, where Emre forced the comeback, and I spoke to Denman, I spoke to Mark, and Denman was so. In that first leg, I don't think you'd ever seen him play as well against Emre Yilmaz. It was like,
I don't know if I've seen anyone play that good against Emre Yilmaz.
And then in the second leg, I actually think it was probably more impressive the fact that Emre forced the comeback and then Mark went on to win. If you take a poll at 5-5 after Emre Yilmaz has just turned it around, 98% probably voting Emre Yilmaz to go on and win.
I have a theory in that matchup in general. I actually think Mark surprised himself. Such a good opening leg that he maybe left the door open a little bit because going into the second leg, did not expect to have that type of lead.
Here is MARK11 looking to pick up where he left off.
He hesitated slightly, got the ball into Mbappe. You got to give us something. That pop, stop, fake shot, ball roll, some sort of skill move off the rip. Even maybe a heel to ball roll would have been nice, or one of the stepovers that he's
Lembrando que o MARK11 ganhou a primeira partida, né?
At all
Tá
moments throughout this matchup.
Acho que é melhor de 3.
You can just see as well on the screen, this is a very rare insight, but you can actually see the controller inputs. Look how quick, when we talk about right stick switching, we talk about pressing.
No meio do campo, entrou na grande área, preparou o chute, chutou, bola pra fora.
And you saw the goalkeeper
moving on the stick as well. Defesa.
Wow.
Esticou a bola mais um pouco.
PHZIN had to be counting his blessings, walks it through, gets a step over, finally bursts into space.
Tá, foi bloqueado pelo meio campo aqui, não dá pra identificar os times.
Look at his heart rate as well, PHZIN, 83. He is
Foi pra trás, entrou.
taking his game in his stride and he's
started
very, very well in the opening 10 minutes.
Something that we should also
Jogou pra Devier pegou a bola, agora tá lá no meio campo. Devier tocou pra trás pra Delig. Não, Pelé pegou a bola, parece que é o jogo, o time da Premier. Premier não, do time T. Olha, Davis pegou a bola, tá fazendo a fita, andou um pouco pra trás, ficou, jogou pra dentro da área, entrada na grande área, bloqueado pela defesa. Agora Davis pegou a bola também. Opa, é o mesmo time.
You felt the tension in that pass. Whips it in, driven pass. Had to be a manual step.
Pelé meteu lá pra frente, esticou a bola, jogou um recuado. Foi bloqueado, perdeu a bola. Armou o contra-ataque, não recuou, diminuiu, esfriou. Agora estamos vendo as câmeras dos jogadores. Lembrando que tem um brasileiro ali, ó. World Cup 2023, FIFA. Entrou na grande área, pegou a fita, foi bloqueado pela defesa. Recuou pra trás, agora tá lá. Jogou pra Delite, depois pra Davis de novo. Davis com a bola, não adiantou. Viu, tava sendo marcado, já jogou pra cima. Adiantou a bola, jogou pra Ronaldo. Ronaldo jogou pra Mbappé. Mbappé jogou a bola pra Davis. Davis jogou pra Mbappé de novo. Agora fez um lançamento pra Davis. Tocou, é gol. Olha o gol, foi bloqueado. Jogou pra trás, adiantou. Olha, tá perigoso dentro da defesa, hein? Tá perigoso na defesa. Recuou, jogou. De Bruyne. De Buff. Jogou pra trás. Fazendo a fita, não tá tendo oportunidade, tá tudo fechado. Jogou pro gol, goleiro. Van der Sar.
A little bit of everything. If you're PHZIN right now as well, what do I have to do to score a goal? You can't convert a layoff. You've had a
Ele
couple
tá sem
great
jogada,
runs,
jogou no
dealt with
chão,
goalkeeper
começou a jogar no
movement, you're
chão.
trying long shots, you're whipping in crosses.
Varine,
You are triggering
jogou
runs
pra
all
Zará.
day from the midfielders, and the
Zará
way
pra
that they
Fernandes,
move
Fernandes
players
saiu
out of
correndo,
position. You got
parou,
the
foi
likes of Jude
bloqueado
Bellingham
pelo Benítez.
or Savic.
Mas foi uma falta.
You can't
Ele
isolate
optou
them
falta,
either.
tá esperando ali
He's giving you
posicionar.
everything in the kitchen, including the sink.
Tocou curto pra Fernandes, agora
I
pra
don't know
Van
if I got that
Dijk,
saying quite
agora pra
right, but
Delight.
everything's going.
Delight, De Bruyne,
You see where I was headed.
Fernandes, Mbappé. Perdeu a bola. Recuou pra Zana, Zana pra Mussala.
He's gonna toss a refrigerator
Jogou
at
pra Zana de novo. Que agora jogou pra não sei o nome, Delight. Todo mundo jogando com o mesmo time. Vai lá, Davis. Bellingham. Mbappé. Pensou em adiantar a bola, mas jogou pra Davis de novo. Recuou pra Bellingham. Davis de novo, tá andando pro canto. Entrou pra grande área, vai preparar o chute, não conseguiu, foi bloqueado. Van Dijk de novo, De Bruyne. Jogou pra Delight de novo. Adiantou pra Davis de novo. Pelé pegou a bola, recuou pra Delight. Mandou pra Davis de novo. Delight. Jogou lá pro outro lado pra Zana. Saiu correndo, sozinho. Tudo bem, agora tá marcado, mas demorou. Jogou pra De Bruyne, perdeu pra Davis. Recuou pra Delight. Enquanto isso, Pelé. Opa, que tá chegando ali. Pulou, Pelé pegou a bola. Tentou, jogou pra trás. Adiantou aqui De Bruyne, jogou pra Van Dijk. De Bruyne pra De Bruyne. Mandou pra Delight. De Bruyne e Delight. Fazendo um toque de bola lá no lado esquerdo do campo. Adiantou pra Pelé. Pelé recuou, tentou fazer a fita. Foi bloqueado. Mussala jogou a bola. Agora vai. Delight. Mbappé. Jogou pra Ronaldo. Ronaldo mandou pra Bellingham. Ronaldo de novo. Varane. Pelé, Mussala, Pelé de novo. Ronaldo. Ronaldo adiantou. Davis. Davis agora levando pro canto do campo. Jogou pra Mbappé, preparou o chute, não chutou. Agora dela vai bloqueado. De Bruyne, Van Dijk, Fernandes. Recuou pra Van Dijk de novo. Delight. Van Dijk. Zana. O outro lado, lado direito. Fernandes quase perdeu a bola. Jogou pra Delight de novo. Agora a tela dos jogadores. Lembrando que o brasileiro tá ali, ó. Na semifinal e final aqui do campeonato aqui FIFA 2023. Recuou a bola pra Delight. Eles estão com mais posse de bola porque eles estão fazendo toque, né? E quando tem uma oportunidade eles estão indo pro ataque. Agora Davis adiantou a bola, jogou lá pro meio, lá pro canto do lado direito. O campo inimigo agora preparando, tá fazendo fita, não sabe o que fazer. Fica de um lado pro outro. Enquanto isso não vai dar o bote, se perder o bote, perdeu a bola. Perdeu a bola no Mussala. Mussala jogou pro Pelé, acabou o tempo. E o juiz apita final do primeiro tempo.
Is 6 FIFA minutes away, 6 in-game minutes, real life minutes from an E-World Cup Grand Final.
I'm trying to work out something there. I'm overhearing some sort of conversation. I might be too far removed.
FIFA 2023, World Cup, finais e semifinais.
He doesn't necessarily need to shift anything. He was in the right place on multiple occasions. Let's review.
Beleza, voltando o jogo. Vamos lá. Bellingham pegou a bola, jogou pra Mussalia. Chutou, mais Van der Bars. Um dos melhores momentos. Mais próximo de gol.
Goalkeeper has to slightly be off his line. I'd love to know what kind of text message we just got from PHZIN. I'm more impressed with a lot of the build-up and the steps. Again, the reoccurring steps that have been timed perfectly from Mark.
MARK11, Heart H. Ó, a batida cardíaca dele.
Half-time for MARK11.
Vai ser brasileiro também.
I don't know if you want that long halftime. It kind of reminds you of the hardship that you have upcoming. I know that he's leading, but you understand you're going to be under pressure.
Could be one-way traffic.
Calma, comparado ao Mark.
There's a certain tension that can't be replicated anywhere else but the biggest of stages.
You must have been in this situation.
I have been.
In your ever-long FIFA career.
Thought you were going to say illustrious
Preparativos
career.
pro segundo tempo.
When you're in this position, you know you've got a lead, you've not got long left to go.
E voltou.
Do you start? How hard is it to actually focus on what's at hand? Because my mind will be going all over the place. I'm 45 minutes away from a 150k. I'm thinking about, do I want to keep
Nada,
possession? Do I
parado,
want to
jogo
try and get
parado.
another
Pegou lá
goal?
pro canto pra Davis com a bola, tocando de um lado pro outro, recuou pra trás, jogou pra Beli, jogou pra Debeli, jogou pro Mbappé, Mbappé com a bola, jogou pra Davis de novo, lá pra cima, lá pro direito, canto esquerdo no caso, pegou a bola, jogou pra Milwaukee. Entrou, não conseguiu, foi bloqueado. Fernandes, Mbappé com a bola, fez a finta, não perdeu. Pra Bellingham, Bellingham pegou a bola, jogou pra Mbappé pegou a bola, tocou pra Davis, Davis entrou na grande área, chutou pro gol, foi espalma, agora é gol!
Into the back of the net. PHZIN levels up the tie, one apiece.
And that was inevitable. We talked about it. I kind of gave that preview. Maybe it's a curse or a blessing, depending whose side you're on from the commentary end. He went forward with Mark, a little bit of a step over with Mbappé. It's just a bad game.
Vamos lá, já perdeu a bola, fez besteira. Lateral.
Cue the pause.
Lateral
Cue the
PHzinho.
pause, Mark. Take a moment.
Pegou. Jogou
FIFA has a
curto
funny way of
pra Zana,
keeping you
depois
humble, and you cannot rush your
Fernandes com a
gameplay
bola,
offensively
tentou
or
passar.
defensively.
Let's not forget as well, Brazil
Opa, calma aí, Davis, tô confundindo aqui, Davis pegou a bola, jogou, recuou, pegou pra Mussada, Bellingham gritou, perdeu a bola, foi bloqueado, agora pra Van Dijk jogou pra Zana. Zana lá na ponta esquerda, jogou, recuou pra trás, Delight com a bola, agora no campo de defesa, tocou errado, Mussada pegou a bola, entrou na grande área, tocou pra trás, perdeu. Fernandes agora andando, jogando curto, fazendo fita, tá recuado, jogou pra trás, recuou, Zana com a bola, deve estar perdido, né, sem poder tocar, mas conseguiu, varia, Delight, agora esse toque aí entre os três, recuou de volta pra Zana, Van Dijk, Fernandes, Mbappé, Ronaldo, passou por um, adiantou a bola pra Pelé, que jogou pra Mbappé de novo, que chutou pro gol sem, segurou firme. Recuou aqui pra Davis, lá pro outro lado do campo. Vai sair na corrida, passou por um, recuou pra trás um pouco, devolveu pra Vanari, depois pra Milwaukee. Adiantou aqui pra Mussalah. Agora Mark Davis. Fez com a bola, jogou pra Mbappé. Mbappé vai entrar, jogou pra Davis de novo, que jogou pra Mbappé, que tentou fazer o toque, perdeu a bola. Tá vivo ainda, vai gol. Fernandes perdeu a bola, tocou errado. Agora o Davis de novo. Ele não tentou fazer o cruzamento, mas foi bloqueado. A bola ainda tá viva, ainda tem perigo aí no campo. Jogou pra De Bruyne mandou pra Ronaldo. Ronaldo jogou pra Davis, outro Davis, o time inimigo aqui que eu não tô entendendo. Agora tem muito Davis, é o time com os personagens tudo parecido, é os bonecos iguais. Vai lá, Zana tá na ponta esquerda, recuou pra trás pra Zané, calma aí que eu tô perdido, Zané, adiantou a bola pra Mbappé, pegou a bola, passou, tentou passar por um, mas foi bloqueado, agora vai lá. Conseguiu recuperar agora Varane pra Delight, jogou pra Varane de novo. Adiantou a bola aqui, Pelé, ou Mbappé pegou a bola, perdeu a bola, foi recuado, Pelé de novo. Davis agora pegou a bola indo pro canto assim do campo. Fez a fita, mas recuou pra trás pra Delight, que recuou pra Davis de novo. Delight novamente, De Bruyne. Perdeu a bola pra Pelé, conseguiu tocar aqui, Ronaldo, lançamento, será que tava impedido, não levantou a bandeira, entrou na grande área, preparou, vai fazer o toque, não tocou, tá fazendo a fita, jogou pra dentro, perdeu. Mas assim tá meio perigoso, né, a saída de bola, ó, vai mexendo, quando sair a bola vai ter alteração, hein. Zané, Varane, Varane de novo, jogou pra Zaná. Mandou a bola pro Fernandes conseguiu mandar a bola pro Mbappé, Fernandes passando por cima, Ronaldo passando por baixo. Mbappé vai tentar fazer a fita, levar pro canto, vai tentar o cruzamento. Ele vai tentando fazer a vida, não tá sem opção, recuou. Agora vamos lá. Não tá conseguindo passar, foi bloqueado. Bem legal. Jogou pra Milwaukee. Depois pro Mussalah. Adiantou a bola lá na frente pro Mbappé sozinho. Conseguiu, tá sendo Tá chegando a marcação, mas entrou na grande área. Vai recuar a bola, jogou pra Mussala. Mussala entrou pra grande defesa. Eles dão a bola no chão, ele tentou com o jogo curto. Jogo curto aqui, jogou pra Zaha. Jogo pra Zaha, tá recuando, não tem opção, recuou, já de novo. Tá esperando só a bola sair pra conseguir fazer as alterações. Saiu, bolou.
I just don't think you can hold the ball. I think it's risky to try to hold the ball against PHZIN. 7-8 minutes of game time, just from what we're seeing and also what he's committing in terms of the press. And as a competitor, there's nothing worse than gift wrapping a goal. This is 1-1. You're still in this game if you're Mark. No problems, no worries. Sure, the momentum shifted a little bit. PHZIN has made opportunities, made chances, but he's had struggles with finishing. We haven't seen high conversion rate. That might be in the back of his head as well. That happens in-game. You try to avoid these internal thoughts, but
they always creep through.
That's why we always talk about the mentality, the importance of the mentality. We give so much credit and applause and praise when we see players battle back. We see them recover. We see the changes on the virtual pitch.
It's so hard to sort of get through to people watching at home as well, but the changes mid-game in mentality are what the elite players do.
And that's the biggest separator. When we talk about familiar names, big faces, notoriety, results, accolades, achievements, it's always the group that is mentally stronger. Ability-wise, the majority of these guys are on the same page. There's not a big separation. But how you handle those big moments, how you handle adversity, can you finish? Can you be clinical when all eyes are on you? When you only make 1, 2 chances in a game? Sometimes that's how it happens. You don't have a flourishing or abundance of opportunity.
For all these watching, 3 minutes left to play. Extra time and penalties already been required to separate 2 semi-finalists today. Will it be called upon again?
Varane, os dois estão fazendo toque curto. Tentou virar o jogo, jogou lá pra frente, jogou com o Salia. Tá sem opção, vai tentar fazer o corpo pra trás, conseguiu. O Salia perdeu a bola. Lembrou o Ronaldo, Delight. Ele mudou a linha, porque tá ruim aqui pra ver o nome. Qual não pegou a bola? Delight. Ronaldo pegou Pogba pra fora. Acabou.
Oh my goodness. Mark had a big interception there, and he had some momentum, he had some runners, he had some players, and he resurfaced. He went for the recycle. You gotta take a gamble. You gotta take a gamble in that circumstance.
You see him clearly messaging someone.
I was wondering if he was changing the music, perhaps. Maybe he's got
a change of music. Yeah, he's got a playlist that he likes.
An extra time playlist. It could exist. Give me a little bit of that lo-fi. Keep the nerves calm.
Tropical house.
No tropical house.
Well,
it's like PHZIN's over here bobbing his head.
We're going into extra time. 30 minutes to play. It's a huge situation for both players.
Massive!
I didn't expect to come into extra time, given the fact that PHZIN was so far on top for the majority of that match. But here we are, and a penalty shootout.
I've already seen one on the day, 1 for 1 with penalty shootouts, and 1 for 1 with extra time situations and scenarios. We're gonna test those nerves.
Very well, might be required.
O placar agregado. Vamos agora para a prorrogação.
Wins himself a corner for his troubles. And as always, it's going to be played short. Recycled to the edge of the box. The pass is
Bellingham pegou a bola, conseguiu, fez a fita, passou, entrou, tocou para trás. Foi para Varane aqui fazendo ali pro Kenik. Hakimi.
This is more passive to go all the way back. You're holding it, going side to side with the defenders. Here's the error. You can just feel it.
Savic, Mosaia.
You gotta be more decisive.
Conseguiu, passou por fez o cruzamento baixo. Tentou a bola. Para Mbappé. Mandou curto, mandou errado. Savic pegou a bola. Mandou para Bellingham vai tentar o lançamento, não perdeu a chance. Tem a estratégia ali. Mas o Bellingham tá ali. Essa opção vai recuar, tocou curto.
You gotta play to win. You can't play not to lose.
Tocou mais curta ainda, Mbappé pegou a bola, agora sobrou pra Pelé. Pelé. Mbappé tentou o chute, foi bloqueado. Placar agregado 1 a 1. E tá acabando, hein? Acabando, falta 2 minutos. Passinho disparado ali, Mbappé entrando na grande área, chegou perto, recuou. Jogou pro meio, opção de chute, vai bater. Vai bater, recuou pra trás, opção de chute, perdeu a bola. Klosterman pegou, perdeu de novo. Agora Van Dijk. Van Dijk recuou. Não sabe. Henry. Perdeu a bola de novo. Mbappé tem a opção. Jogou pra Kuno. Jogou pra Ronaldo. Vai preparar o chute. Foi bloqueado. É gol.
Australia and Team Footways do not care.
It doesn't matter. You make your own moments there. You see the double cancellation, the extra skill moves. Yes, it rebounds back to him, but he went for it. First time since the first leg that we've really seen this type of offense. Keep that on repeat and rewatch. Wow, so much goodness, and he handled the game management. 105th minute.
He kept it in. He went forward straight away. It was one sort of really quick driven pass from defense straight into the attacking player.
It was decisive. We've been talking about it. We need that decisive FIFA in our lives. And it came off a mistake, a mismanagement from PHZIN. He could have had the last attacker easily walk that into a reset and go into the second portion of extra time. No problem to boot it out. Got a little bit greedy.
15 minutes. This is going to be an electric second half of extra time. PHZIN will press, will throw bodies forward. MARK11, for the majority of this second leg, has been on the back foot, but he has defended impeccably well, you have to say.
That's probably been the major takeaway. Offensively, especially going into the second leg, a little more lackluster until the moment that Mark just created. But on the defensive end, consistent, reliable.
No finalzinho da prorrogação do primeiro tempo.
He's not getting moved around. He understands the matchups. He's not getting isolated, staying home, even when he had the mistakes.
He also looks very comfortable defending one-on-one. He looks comfortable in that area. Like some players, as soon as the attacker gets one-on-one, you panic, you lunge in,
most players,
you jockey out the way.
Especially when you make a mistake out of the back. A couple of those defensive 1v1s, he didn't have any support. It came off an error. He lost the ball in the midfield, lost the ball with a defender. He had to make that recovery.
Final words of wisdom from Denman and Nick as their players are sent out.
Atualizando o placar.
We saw this in the 2v2 with PHZIN.
2-1 pro Mark. PHZIN tá perdendo.
He has the clutch factor.
He doesn't have long to go though.
Recuou pra trás, vamos lá, PHZIN.
12 minutes remaining. Every black shirt that can possibly be behind the ball is behind the ball.
Conseguiu, pegou Henry.
Lovely chest from
Bellingham. Henry de novo, perdeu a bola. Klosterman. Não adiantou lá pra cima, vai ter alteração. Só a bola sair que é uma alteração vai conseguir. Preparando a bola, jogou, chutou. Mbappé pegou a bola, tocou curto, tocou pra Mark, jogou pra Mbappé de novo, Mbappé recuou pra Klosterman. Mas não tem opção, filho da fita, tá brincando. Tá com firula. Vai lá, boa. Delight, Mussala. Mussala jogou pra Bellingham, Mbappé. Jogou pra Henry. Jogou pra Henry de novo. Jogou pra Mussala lá em cima. Fez a fita, conseguiu passar. Ele tá tendo pra Mbappé. Mbappé recuou a bola pra Mussala. Agora pegou a bola, mas recua. Entrou pra Pogba. Pogba recuou a bola pra ninguém. Agora lascou o contra-ataque do Mário. MARK11 pegou. Jogou a bola, adiantou. Tem que se recuperar. Pogba aqui, tocou. Mussala. Se catar vai ser um grande, hein? Chegou, jogou, Henry. Henry tentou entrar, mas foi bloqueado. Ficou pra trás, pegou a bola, jogou no meio. Entrou, sobrou. Pogba, vai pegar, chutou pro gol. PHZIN marcou o gol, menor.
Just incredible. You couldn't write a better script.
Para placar agregado 2-2. Chance de ir para os pênaltis.
In the second semi-final, that looks unlikely, but it does not matter.
Bit of a stutter step, almost looks like a power shot as well from that circumstance. Top corner, we've seen Paul Pogba time and time again, comes in off the bench. He's powerful, he's explosive, he's got a big body type, he's got the skill moves, he's got the upgraded stats, the pace has been boosted. I still hate his penalty kick. Just want to throw that in there. We've got to build him up to tear him back down.
We're probably going to see that penalty
PHZIN
kick.
is not done.
One more chance.
Wow.
Or penalties.
And if you're Mark, that's tough because you've done everything right. Defensively, the steps, the timing, the manual aspects, the micromanaging, that came off an error out of the back. Clear it, send it deep, get it out of there. Surely PHZIN only had one more attack at the maximum left.
Like 190 minutes.
Yeah, this was it. One away.
Well, penalties
Scooted and booted.
very likely, unless there's a breakdown at the back or a bit of magic in the attacking third from
one more opportunity here. One more opportunity for Mark.
11. We're going to get maybe one additional minute of injury time.
Voltou o segundo tempo da prorrogação, né? Depois do gol.
Player lock down the line.
Vou para trás, Pog.
Does he want to try and win it? Does he
Bater,
go for
recuou para
penalties?
trás
That's the
para o
question.
Wayne.
Oh boy.
Jogou para Varane.
Presses in
I don't know
Ninguém
if he
com a
has enough
bola.
time now.
from PHZIN.
30, 40 seconds. In game, it's really one pass and you have
Essa
to go
opção,
forward.
jogou para trás, Varane.
We're going to penalties.
Varane jogou curto, Mbappé pode sair com a bola. Roubada Mbappé, mas conseguiu ganhar a Pogba.
However,
Perdeu, acabou.
well, here we go.
Acabou, pênaltis.
For MARK11.
Vamos lá.
First spot kick.
Guarda Pogba no chute. E vamos lá e... Gol.
Penalty.
Marca 1-0, hein? Na batida de pênalti. PHzinho. Escolheu o Pogba também. Acho que é automático, né? Essa opção, tá dando pro lado pro...
I think he put that wide as well. I don't even think that was on frame. Mark from the spot. Mbappe, can he double top
Mbappé, gol.
left-hand corner? He does indeed.
2-0 Mark.
Big moments. Mbappe versus Mbappe. Needs to convert. PHZIN down
Gol,
the middle.
boa.
2-1.
Já dá pra buscar ainda.
Both penalties so far. Does he keep going there? No, he switches it. And maybe he's just
3-1.
winning the mind games.
Ele tem que marcar 2 gols.
PHZIN with a must-win penalty, must-score penalty.
Nossa!
And he does score.
Feeling mixy.
Mark
From the
3-2, hein?
Mark, he's been perfect. Virgil. Again. PHZIN stuck.
Último lance. Pode marcar ou pode errar. Se errar, Mark leva. Se marcar gol, tem mais uma
Again,
chance.
down central.
Último lance do Mark.
With a penalty to win it. Vanya Milinkovic-Savic from 12 yards. Team boys, Australia, stand up. You have a FIFAe World Cup Grand Finalist. MARK11.
Mark levou em cima do brasileiro. Eita.
That heart rate's definitely taking a notch up. And we haven't really talked about this as we've been on
Mark leva em cima
commentary,
do
but every
brasileiro.
round you double your money. Just might as well bring that up.
150k guaranteed.
In the bank.
MARK11. All 3 World Cups he has participated
É,
in.
menor.
PHZIN story comes to
Tá
a
pra
close
casa.
in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Tá pra casa que deu ruim.
What a 3 weeks it has been for that young man. And I have to say, and I know he's not going to want to hear this,
Tá com uma pancinha aí, hein?
but he's lost a penalty shootout against Footways at the Club World Cup. He's now lost a penalty shootout against a player representing Team Footways at the FIFAe World Cup. Incredible, incredible scenes. Mike, what a game.
And I'd like to date back to Mark's last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
Talk about impactful. So we've got the E Club. Made a fantastic comeback with Hollywood. E Nations, the Aussies, again, getting out of the group stage. Now he signs a new contract.
Yep.
So that's our...